Okay, one of my favourites, Tedelex TE7000s. I've got a few of these, so we'll be releasing them as we sort of get through them. I actually just grabbed this one out of the American barn that was sitting out there. I've got an annoying tone going through it at the moment, which I'll just turn off for a second while we're talking about it. But that's at 0.5 of a microvolt, and it's receiving very well. These are becoming harder to find. There's no way getting around that. The TE7000, these were South African units that came into Australia, and we replaced a lot of switches in these. We put 40 channel switches. We were one of the agencies back in South Australia who received them as South African radios. We did a stack of them for Hitachi, I think, from memory. I reckon it was Hitachi back in the day. It'll be on the back plate on the radio, actually. And so these were coming through with their 9-channel system. 9-channel? Oh, I always get confused. Have to do the count on my fingers. Anyway, South African system, and we were basically just throwing the switches out, putting 40-channel switches back into them. And if I had $1 for every one of these, I did, and also 6000s. We did boxes and boxes of them. It was how you got to learn to be an apprentice, but you got good at it, which was good. Anyway, I don't know, there was always something about the look of a 7000 that was a lovely base station to have in your collection. So certainly, if this one is of interest to you, I think this is one of the very, very clean ones we've got here. Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. Excuse me. Right, so we're just basically putting a signal into it, and I'm putting in 0.5 of a microvolt, which means that to hear that signal in CB terms means you're hearing extremely well. And obviously, and we can sort of just bring signal up, etc., etc. And I can certainly, hang on, I just need to do something too. Sorry about that. Just a slight interruption. Let's go back over to the right meter this time as well. And we'll bring that down. And we're back to 1.6, 0.5 a microvolt. I'll just turn that up a little bit. It's just while we're in there. That's better. But definitely, actually I can go below 0.5 a microvolt. I reckon where's it get noisy? Jeez. That's still hearing it. Minus 118 dBm, 0.2. Super hot receivers on these things. Seriously, that's extremely good. And quite surprising, actually. Very, very good. Anyway, then let's have a look at some transmit. And we should actually be able to hear this on this radio here too as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why can't we hear it? Probably because I'm doing something silly. Hang on. Just realised it helps if I put this radio on lower sideband. I was on upper sideband. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's go to the 20 watt scale. Hello, 1, 2. Hello. Oh yeah, no worries. Hello. 15 odd watts. Hello. 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 Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And looking pretty nice actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on frequency even. My goodness. That's surprising. I would have thought maybe we'd need to do a bit of a frequency calibration. We will check this 100% before it goes out, don't get me wrong. But that's surprising that the 27355 is right on. It sounds 100% correct, so that's really good. And obviously this was a nice model because you had your SWR meter on board, you had your modulation meter. Now, trying to think, I think the modulation meter only worked, excuse me, 1, 2, 1, 2, oh no, maybe it did on sideband. Hang on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, oh no, it worked on both, sorry. Alright, oh that's modulation calibration there I'm on at the moment, sorry. So, let's turn that up to something that, 1, 2, 1, 2. And come right around for the moment. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. Now, if I go to sideband and I come back to that there, hello. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, definitely too far up. Didn't quite calibrate that very well. way over. Hello, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. So yep, and obviously on the other side there you had your calibration 1 2, which you could set your SWR calibration like so. Oop, hang on, need more hands. That's better. What am I doing wrong here? Hang about. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played with one of these. Calibrate is on the out position, so basically to the set, and then SWR is 1 to 1, and again you set your calibration on the set there, and back to on a dummy load at the moment 1 to 1. So and actually we did the modulation calibration exactly the same way back to front. So modulation calibration, so we want to, whoop, that's calibration there, it's a set there, and then hello 1 2, hello is your modulations set there. So see, I'm getting old. And then if you don't want to run SWR, click it around to RF position. Hello 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. I am on AM still. Let's get back to sideband. Hello 1 2 3 4 5, and we are transmitting again there. Oh, sorry. Now, so the reason I stopped the video then, I just realised this thing's got a slide in it. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. So much for me saying it's 100% on frequency. It is, but the clarifier is a receive transmit slide. So basically, you're always going to be on frequency in the fact that you could just change to suit. Just looking at it, it looks like it's got about a kc aside on the slide there. Easily removed if someone didn't want it. I mean, look, I'm neither here nor there, to be honest, these days. What else? Tone, high-low, you can hear that. Noise blanket, automatic noise limiter, etc. Not a bad radio, actually. They really had a nice presentation. It was the ultimate base station back in the days. If you wanted a cybernet. Now, a lot of people, are obviously Uniden fans. I, strangely enough, even though I own a lot of Cobra's, Presidents, etc., I'm a cybernet fan. Why? Because it's so easy to fix. There's just nothing you can't fix on a cybernet in no time at all. There's generally, quite a few Unidens hanging around this place where I just haven't got to their little bit too hard faults just yet. But you won't find any cybernets that are hanging around here because, I grew up with them and they're not a hard radio to fix. Anyway, this one's going to be up for sale. I'll disclose some pricing and bits in the advertising. I only reason for that, I haven't even decided yet. But look, these are getting to a stage where they're ultimately a great radio to buy as a collector radio. This one's in really nice condition, so I can't tell you that it's going to be $300 or anything, but it's not going to be huge money. It's we've got a few radios at the moment that are in that $200 to $300 region, which are great little radios for people who are looking to either have a bit of a play or to have a just a bit of a restoration on, etc. And some of them are working perfectly. Yep. Some of them need a bit of cosmetics, etc. This is not one of them. This is a really clean Tedelex TE7000, so we've got to sort of be a little bit more realistic on this one. But if you're looking for a TE7000, sorry, this would certainly be one to think about. And just from the testing we're doing here, looking just very original. Apart from that clarifier slide, which fair point. I shouldn't use the word original when they've got a clarifier mod on it. But just let me check the rear of it. Make sure there's no switches or anything. I don't think there was on this. Hang on. And here we go on the back there. No switches, etc. They did have that record out on the back of these things, which don't know if many people used it. And it wasn't Hitachi, or was it? And this is how they came badged. Oh, look, I can't. No. I reckon it was a WA company that we were getting these through, and maybe that's where television and electrical distributors were. Got to remember now, it's so hard. We did so many different modifications with various different radio distributors at the time. But yeah, look, beautiful radio. Look, last one I saw sell, I suppose I can talk about pricing. I saw Paul sell his for 6 or 650 it went for. We won't look. I'm not going to go quite at that point. Look, I'm going to put this out at 5, and I think that's going to be looking after somebody. And keep in mind, this is becoming one of the rarer radios that you're going to buy in CB radio these days. And look, I've got other 7000s which don't look anything like this as well, where they unfortunately had front panel scratches all over them, etc. And if you're looking for something like that, certainly we can talk about it. And they will be less. But if you're looking for something that's a good investment and a good clean radio that obviously is going to operate beautifully for you as well, sometimes it's worth spending the extra $100-$150. It really is. And speaking from somebody who's bought a lot of radios just because they were available at the time, we weren't sure what we could get, whether we could get a great example of one, especially in some of the American stuff. We ended up with a plethora of radios that are all over the spectrum. That some of them are, absolutely mint. Others, okay, they're probably 3 out of 5. It's just that path that you go on as a collector where sometimes you're prepared to say, well, all right, I'll buy this because the chassis is great. I just need to find a front panel for it, and you never found a front panel for it, and that's often the case. Although that's where Paul Ashby comes in a bit with 3MR with doing up front panels. See, there's a market for everything if you just get the right people. And he's made some very sort of worn out looking radios that had great chassis, cosmetically brought them back to 100%. So amazing. All right. Yep. Look, we'll just put $500 on it. Give me send me a message. We'll put it through the usual advertising areas that we run through. And look, I think the last one, as I said, I was aware of, sold for, it was either 6 or 650, sold fast as well too. So at 5, I think you're getting a good buy. So we'll see. How I work it is it's really simple. If we put a price on something, and you'll notice a lot of our stuff sells very fast. When it doesn't, we generally just, it's not about the money with me, couldn't care less about the money. If we've got the price wrong, we just drop it $100 and then bang, it generally sells. If and we have got it wrong now and again, no question. Actually, I've got what did we put up yesterday? Cobra 142. We're about to drop that $100 because it didn't move. And that just could be we didn't reach the audience, or could be that little thing called price. And we're not always going to get it right. The other thing too is as we're starting to advertise more and more, if you see something, put an offer towards us, because at the moment, as I said, I don't need the money, but I do need to move this gear out of here. So if your offer's reasonable, we're most likely going to take it. I want to get out, play with my Corvettes, and I've got a lot of other things I want to be doing rather than spending my days, don't get me wrong, I love radio, I love it to death, but at the moment it's consuming me. I'm just back on my feet, and I certainly have not enjoyed the last 2 weeks between hospital and being in bed, and I want to spend my time a little bit better than just being on the bench here too. If you said to me, what do I really want to be doing right now? Oh, look, seriously, roof down on the Corvette and just go, in that new C8 Corvette. I honestly not getting enough time with that at the moment, but anyway, I'm just back on my feet, so maybe getting a bit of this radio stuff out the way first is a good idea, just to be responsible. But trust me, I am definitely trying to make more time for Sam and I to just zoom off and take a few country drives and just enjoy the wind blowing through your hair stuff. Anyway, all right, all good. Okay, 73s. Email brenton@posnav.com.au. Most of you know how to PM me by Facebook, etc. SMS is 0418 844 700. If you're interested in this radio, get in quick, because last night, bar that Cobra, everything else sold. We sold four FT847s sold last night, and thank you very much to everybody involved with those. To sell 5, sorry, and then I even sold my personal one, 5. Very good mate of mine that I thought, it's going the right home. I figured, no, that can work. So, and we sold a few other CBs yesterday. Trying to think, my brain. We sold a DX70 Alinco that went. We sold a President Washington that went. Anyway, there's a few other things that we'll try and get as much up as we can, but I'm just battling for time a little bit, in the fact that especially if I get onto something and start playing around with it for too long, i.e., something with a no transmit fault, and I shouldn't be playing around with it. I should be just sort of selling it as is to somebody that can have a play. I can't afford the time to be wasting an hour or two on things like that. So you'll see me advertising a lot of that sort of stuff. So hopefully, that could be something you can use in your collection as well. All right, 73 is VK3 Charlie Mike. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and we're going to try and see if we can revive this YouTube channel. It's not you that's been the problem, it's me not putting anything up. So my job to try and get some more content on there. All the best, guys. Cheers.